Anyway, welcome again to Ace Attorney. We are here on the second trial to save our bestie, if she doesn't die first. I'm sorry, Susato. I should have told you about the toxin. Ray. You have a strong sense of responsibility. I know why you decided to shoulder the burden alone. No, that's not at all. What? I was scared of my failure coming to light, that's all. So I hope to retrieve the substance from the English woman. Before anyone found out. I guess she didn't steal it. That's... I guess? I don't know. Could be wrong. Anyway. Before the trial started, do you remember what you said, Susato? You had no doubt in your mind about my innocence, that you stand by me to the last. I remember? And yet I didn't deserve your trust in me. Don't worry about it. I hate important details from you, Susato. I completely betray your faith in me. Yes, you totally betrayed me. How dare you, Ray? I trusted you. Hit me, Susato. I deserve it. No, in fact, throw me to the floor. No, that's too good. I guess I guess she's into it. No, that's too good for me as well. Drag me through the city streets. Drag me through the city streets like naked. I'm not better, you know. Oh. Even though in my heart I knew that you pulled a knife blade from Miss Brad's back, there was just a brief moment when, in my mind, I doubted you. It was not that brief, it was quite long. Susato! I'm sorry, after I stood here and promised you that I'd stand by you and always be by your side. I betray your faith in me, too. Yeah, I guess. As such, I failed you as a lawyer. Oh, no. Maybe you wanna commit seppuku? Out of curiosity. I think this situation has taught both of you a valuable lesson. Did it? Placing your unbridled faith in another is no easy task. Indeed. Yes, father. The fact has certainly struck home. Which is why I can see more clearly now. So, Ray, yes, can you find in your heart to forgive me? No! No! Oh, Susato. You know you'll always be a gallant, dashing lawyer in my eyes now. So, no more judicial assistant perk? No, regional assistant? A regional judicial assistant? I was so scared, you know, when it happened. I didn't know what was going on. The English woman was sitting in the back of the hut, listening to what I was saying. I know it was you who stole the poison. Well now, whatever do you mean? And then a moment later, she suddenly got to her feet and died, before collapsing on the floor in front of me with a knife in her back. While she was holding a pen. It all happened right before my eyes. And you were the only person? You are the only people in the hut. Okay. That's right, just Miss Brett and myself. There was no one else. I just don't understand how she could possibly have been stabbed like that. By a pee-pee hole! Come on, damn. It's so obvious it was the pee-pee hole. A great mystery, indeed. I still can't believe it happened. That's why I just couldn't bring myself to speak up. It will be alright. However, it happened, and what really went on at the sea that day. I promise you that I'm going to prove everything you said, you saw, is true. Spoken like a true Mikotoba. Now, I think we should discuss what's coming up in the trial, don't you? We don't have much time, we must make sure we have our facts in order. Yes, except the poison is going to come under close scrutiny in our coming proceedings. The police should hopefully have identified it on the blade by now. The trouble is, it's completely new laboratory synthesized blend of alkaloids. Police won't have any way of testing for it. I see. Yes, without this chemical Reagent is impossible to detect toxin. Chemical reagent? I sent a colleague of mine off some early to deliver to police headquarters. Think perhaps you should have come as well, just in case. Curious. Very curious. What's the matter, sir? You suddenly very quiet. Is this new paper article, exclusive, deadly poison stolen from human medical research laboratory. I'm wondering how the information got out, given that it was a government secret. Oh, the English woman doing... What? It was when the Professor Soseki-san were being interviewed at the laboratory. The so-called English lady sworn in and without any compunction say to Professor Mikotoba. Oh, Professor, surely your guests will love to hear about your work on that substance there. What substance? That put me in a very awkward position, to be frank. But Soseki-san's curiosity has been piqued, so I had little choice but to give him a cursory introduction. So then Soseki-san knew about the poison. Natsume? I guess. Yes, it's highly likely. But the reporter who was writing up the story about us will have caught a glimpse of the toxin too. These are many more. Many more. By the way, did the reporter join you or when you went to the beach? Oh no, I don't remember the reporter being there. Maybe he was hiding. Indeed, she shouldn't have been. I very much doubt anyone will have wanted him in there. Taking pics? Oh, a known criminal had been given permission by the authorities to wait by the seaside. Soseki-san pointed out, inviting a reporter might be problematic, so the man has sent back to his office. Makes sense. And yet he obviously didn't go back. He simply followed the party to the beach and took his very candid photograph. And presumably he posted it, anonymously, to the police. Yeah, that must be what happened. Counsel? We just heard a new witness is now ready to testify. A trial is about to resume. Please proceed to the courtroom at once. It's time to steal ourselves once again. To steal? Is that an actual verb? To hold? I don't know then. Defense attorney, Ryutaro Naruhodo. Ryutaro! Yes. Yeah. Ray has put her faith in me now and told me everything, so I can't let her down. I've proved that what she's telling the court is true. I have to prove what what really happened to that day. How? How are you gonna do that, Susato-san? I hereby call this court to the order as we reconvene and continue the trial of Ray. Membami? Prosecutor Auchi, have you summoned a new witness? Before I address that question, Your Excellency, I have some very important news to share. Ah, what news? Why does he look so happy about it? During the recess with the collaboration Professor Mikotoba Laboratory at Human University, the police re-examined the knife that was used to end Miss Giselle Brett's life. Excellent. Am I rapidly handling of the matter? There was no trace? Otokan, Your Excellency, took her. I was merely carrying out your instruction, of course. I had the region delivered to police headquarters by rickshaw, so I will be there in good time. But judging by the man's swagger, I fear we might need to brace ourselves for the inevitable. And counsel, what were the results? The dagger, which was cruelly used to end the life of the victim, has no trace of poison anywhere along its blade. Me? Are you sure about that? I will stake the reputation of the police in it. With the reagent, the tax is extremely simple. They couldn't have made a mistake, I guess. I hope so. In short, the accused's feeble excuse earlier has been utterly destroyed. Ugh. Still, now the prosecution is ready to call to a new witness. The newspaper who managed to capture photographs of the crucial moment. Good. Very well, officer. Bring in the witness. Now, there's a poison on the knife, but if that really is the case, why she was while she had the symptoms. How could the toxin have entered the victim's body? With the pen, maybe. With a pen. Apple pen. Witness, please state your name and occupation for the court. Right then, mini memo of the show you news is what people like to call me a giorno. A giorno? The giorno Giovanna? What a giorno, father? Father? Do you know? Simple contraction of a journalist. No, I never heard of it. I'm gonna be honest with you, I never heard of it. And there were the news breaks, putting pen to paper to catch those scoops, though they're in print in the news morning. They don't call me the hero of the Herald for nothing. That must hurt a lot. It's like, shh. The nice guy, you whip yourself, the nice guy on news. Oh, so, it was you who took this photograph, was it? Well, what we have here. I'm sorry? Oh, brace yourself, people! Many memos sends a scoop in the offing. Female student up foul play defended by curiously handsome young lawyer in Supreme Court. The readers will love these up. See the above the fold at 72 point in a 5-live format for the morning edition. Huh? Right then, let's start with your name. Is Ryunosuke Naruhodo? Next, what made you want to become a lawyer? I wanted to reform our country legal system, I suppose. Is that really revolutionary? Ryunosuke has suddenly become very ambitious. I see. I just borrowed Katsuma's dream for a while. By the way, my name is Taketsuchi Aochi, and that's Taketsuchi Aochi. The so-called dark horse of the Supreme Court, my objections strike fear into every defense lawyer's heart. No, the readers won't buy that. Nani? Witness? Yes? What this court demands to know is whether or not you were responsible for taking of this picture. Clearly. Was very anonymously to the Imperial Police Bureau only yesterday. Yeah, I will be Jono if I didn't click quick when presented with a scoop like that, wouldn't I? Sometimes soldiers call out to me, sometimes I have to chase them down. But either way, you've got to be fast. Fast legs to run with and fast hands to ride with. It's no good if you don't note it down, I always say. That's what I call many memoirs. Oh my god. My many memoirs. Many memoism? My... Yes, I remember your face. You met today when you were interviewing myself at Suseki-san. Yes, right. That was me. Many memo again. But you were supposed to be going back to show your new office after our meeting. But the Scoobies, I didn't. Because the English woman's words had piqued my journalistic interest. Miss Brett's words? A criminal left to do as she pleases just because she happens to be a British citizen? He's a horse tank! This country judiciary is rotten to the core! The Supreme Court ruling out a word of the papers they're written in. The police are just imperial pawns. Stay your tongue, young man. There are complex political issues, play. Well, anyway, I quickly jotted down those words she said in my many memo pad. Are you ready? I'll read it out. This is all here. Right here goes. I should like to go with everyone to see your country's coast. A serious criminal going on some junket? Junket? They will need to know about it, and this is why I decided to sneak after them. Forget the woman's story, so I could hammer her in the press. Do you mean to say that you indeed witnessed it firsthand? The green seal of three in this photograph. Oh yes, I saw it with my very own drone eyes, from start to finish, through the viewfinder and my trusty camera. Thank you, Many Memo. You will now give a formal testimony before the court. You will state exactly what it is, you witness of the events surrounding Miss Bretta's death. Okay. I'm wondering if this ink here is a clue. But it also makes sense of the design of the character having... Oh, actually, it doesn't make sense. He's using a pencil, it's not a pen. So this makes no sense. Do you think there is this ink of the pen that our victim have? I'm already solving the case. Oh my god, I'm a great detective. They should call me detective. I don't really have a title name. Detective Andreas sounds weird. Let's call me Detective Pikachu in that case. The beach hut was made of shoddy old reed screens, so there was plenty of gaps. I will see inside, true, okay? The English woman was sitting on a stool when the student girl came in and started arguing with her. Second later, the girl pulled out a knife, throwing the English woman onto the floor as she stabbed her in the back. My smoldering journal spirit burst into flames, quick as a flash. I held my camera, ready to click. I pulled apart the rough weave of one of the screens and poked the lens through the perfect shots. Read screens, you say? Alright, you can see them clearly enough in the grey shot I snapped. The walls were just screens made of coarsely woven reeds. Yes, it allows the breeze to pass through and bring some relief from the summer heat. And it was breeze for me to poke my camera through and see the whole thing hotting up. And you're in for the time being the appalling invasion of privacy involved. I guess. Yeah. Did you witness everything that happened from the moment the defendant entered the hut? Did you witness everything? Oh yes, I saw it. I saw the whole thing from the start to finish. You saw you took the photograph through a gap in one of the screens. Luckily for me, they were pretty shoddily women. I pulled the reeds apart and thrust the lens from my camera through the gap. To get away with it, so would I be seen, was a gamble of lifetime. Then I have a purpose. This considered as admiral, journalist, I suppose. Run a risk one day, run a school the next. The many memories in a nutshell. At last, it will appear that we have a genuine witness to this wicked crime. The evidence and testimony are extremely compelling, I believe. We may be close to a verdict. No. Wonderful news, Your Excellency. Wonderful. Nevertheless, it cannot be denied that this testimony begs one very large question. What question? Exclusive news and startling photograph, all the makings of an exceptional story for the reporter. Why then was the story never published? Oh, that's right. It seemed clear to me that there is a circumstances at play here and yet to be understood. More pathetic excuses. Oh yeah, he published the poison bit, but he didn't publish this one. Very well then, Counsel. Proceed with your cross-examination. Yes, Your Excellency. There's some more of this reporter than meets the eye. He's keeping something about this case very close to his chest. Chest? Cross-examine this little fellow. Yeah, why not?
Hold it!
Do you swear before this court that you actually saw the precise moment when the stabbing took place? The precise moment? Yes, see, just that. I saw the whole hellish scene play out from start to finish. I have a simple plan to the beach yet. Perhaps you could use it to explain to the court exactly what you witnessed. There you are! It's all here in my memo pad! Oh, he was here? No. When he peering into the hut, it showed the English woman was on his stool, back of the hut here. Yes, the accused's own testimony confirmed that. She just sat back on the hut, feeling sweetly what I have noted down. It's my turn to testify now. I'll try not to interrupt. So someone could have stopped her from here. The next moment I saw, I was watching. They all stood and girl entered the hut. After a while, the pair of them ended up in the middle of the hut, arguing furiously. The English woman went for the student, but the girl dodged out of the way. Stab it. Kill her. In a flash, plunged a knife into her adversary, back to the two past each other. What you describe is a green crime indeed. Never sugarcoat the truth. That's what many memoisms, eh? I don't know. By the way, Minimo, whilst you were watching that terrible scene unfold before your eyes through the gap in the screen, you know the courage to try to prevent the tragedy, rather than capture it on film. Journalists have to be observant. We can get involved. That's our reason the thread. Reason to leave? I don't know. Do you think converse with Miss Brett at all? Obviously not! Our observer always remains on the outside looking in. It was something to be proud of, is it? Your Excellency, if I may. Yes, prosecutor? I think... Prosecutor. Did I write prosecutor? Professor, I think the witness last experimentally phrased that statement will perhaps be evident in his formal testimony. Father, what are you? I will grant the advance request. Many memos, you will supplement your formal testimony with the aforementioned statement. Well, nihilism is the foundation of many memoism, but I gladly prove that my words aren't meaningless. Ouch. So, I guess we have to examine the fountain pen. We take off the pen's lid. There is a pen. So let us screw the barrel, shall we? It's empty. This must be the little reservoir that holds the ink. Yes, you fill it by drawing ink from a bottle after your name. Is something wrong, Father? Just that there doesn't actually appear to be any ink in there, that's all. Yes, you're right, it's pretty much empty. It could be on the verge of running out, I suppose. What the hell's that? There's some sort of emblem here, look. But is that you? Isn't that human university? Must belong to some other organization, I suppose. Based on some kind. That would be seeming to imply the pen doesn't in fact belong to Ray. More information. More information. There are initial very clear engraved here. The fact that Miss Brad was clinging to these bandits in her dying moments, very clearly a message too. Life a killer. I don't think there can be any doubt that this key piece of evidence in this case.
Objection!
Many memo. Until now, I heard a firm belief that the newspaper that are in the business of uncovering and publishing the truth. You're spot on there. The press doesn't lie, which is why I'm proud to wear the emblem. I'll show you news of my arm. A little bit too evident, I guess. Oh, sorry. In a way, there's many more mails. Many more mails. Sadly, though, it seems that journalists who write for those papers always share the same passion for the truth. Nana! What are you suggesting with those recriminatory words, Counsel? Manny Memelson, do you recognize this fountain pen? Auga. This pen was found at the scene of the Miss Breath death. In fact, the murder victim was gripping in her hand as she died. What are you? If you look at the barrel of the pen, you'll notice that his owner initials are engraved in there. R.M. Well, thank you for bringing that up, Counsel. The initial of the accused, remember me. Is that a coincidence, I wonder? Does your initial also R.M.? Nani? Right, and many memo. R.M. That's horse dunk. Remind me something, never put your initial to a pen that you're using. It's too indicative of the owner. So it's like, if you find a pen in a crime scene, there's likelihood you're gonna be blamed for it. Can you see one of my center tenors of many movies is being a pencil user? And yet, As the court will clearly be able to see on your right hand, exactly, there's a very obvious blue ink stain. It will appear that you must have rather carelessly left it somewhere else recently. Your favorite fountain pen, that is. See how's Nunk? Many Memo-san is not the case. That before she died, you met with Giselle Brett in that beach hut. Why should we listen to this absurd nonsense? It's nothing but another excuse. Exactly. Sure, you will stand behind me all the way. I deny everything. There must be as many people with the initial RM as there are stars in the night sky. The fence has neither the time nor the inclination to count every star in the sky. And there is no need anyway, because this pen has more to tell. Yes, there's another clue. A clue that undeniably proves who his owner really is. In that case, counsel, the defense will now show the court where this alleged clue lies. Of course, Your Excellency. That's okay. The clue. Please, I beg of you. Aha! Smash. As well as the initial, there is also an emblem on this mountain fountain pen. An emblem that you will of course recognize, many Memo-san. Ah. Goodness me, it's the emblem of the show you news. Why you have to put a symbol? How much it will cost you to customize that bloody pen? In other words, the owner of this pen is an employee of the show you news whose initial are RM. Sadly, the star in the night sky doesn't seem so numerous, do they? Well, many Memo-san, how do you respond? No! I realize this sounds right. Order! Explain yourself, Winters. So, this is how the mighty Supreme Court works, is it? Using coercive tactics to have well-meaning citizens reveal harmless secrets. I use nothing but honest tactics. Alright then, fine. I won't try to hide it anymore. Yes, not long before the grim tragedy unfolded. I, a Georgia newspaper news reporter, on behalf of the public, conducting an interview with the English woman. An interview? You never mentioned this before. When exactly was it? As I said, it was before the evil little student girl showed her face in the hunt. Well, I've heard lasted for that 2-3 minutes, that's all. Or just a brief exchange. But it came of nothing, as we, many memoists, say the people don't pay their dues for unworthy news. So loud. However insignificant you deem it to be, this court cannot overlook the meeting between yourself and the victim. It will testify you under oath about the precise nature of this meeting and what transpired. Got it? Yes, alright, but on one condition. I hate that idea. Condition? What condition? Oh, good conscience, I couldn't speak out alone about this. You need to call back the earlier witness, Soseki Natsume. Wait, Soseki? Oh yes, according to my notes here, that man has a secret of his own, and brace yourself. Because it's not a harmless one, it's big. What? Wait, what? You blame Natsume. Many ways state that one man's secret is every other's man front page story. Well, shit. That sucks, I guess. Very well, I will grant the witness request in this instance. Officer summons the early witness back to the stand. Soseki-san, hiding something? So hard to believe it. I asked the English woman for an interview, but she declined, so I left the hut without making a fuss. Then, watching secretly from outside, I saw the woman being stabbed. The other witness has come running. The detective realized the victim still had a pulse, so he ran off to fetch help. That's when his right man with hair asked the woman a very significant question. But he didn't say anything. about what that is in his testimony, which is why many Moise demands I reveal it now. I'm so confused. Okay. You mean you say the victim? The victim regained consciousness? Oh, well, and when she did, you decided to ask her a question? That's, true, yes. He did, and that's not all. The woman gave him a very definite answer. An answer that incriminates the accused. This preposterous! I'm only hearing about this now. Why did you mention this before, you yokel hack? It wasn't even a conversation. Yes, I did pose a withering English rose a question. I don't deny it. But she could no longer speak. She was barely conscious even. Counsel for the defense expect a true cross-examination to be conducted. The co-master and will now. His co-master and will now to know the truth. Absolutely, Your Excellency. The reporter is claiming to Miss Brett and implicate the reason. What on earth could have happened to her?
Hold it!
What question was exactly did he say? Well, now you should hear that from the horse's mouth, I think. Don't you, Mr. Reiterman? Reiterman is how you're gonna call him. Out of it, you yokel hack. What did you say? What did you say to her? What did you say to the dying Englishwoman? Well, in truth, me catching crabs at the water edge and building custom into sand, you see? What? Okay, Natsume. Well, the seaside is a place to be at leisure, so even for a grown man. But then all of a sudden, from the little beach hut, under panic-stricken cries to help pierce the air. Ray? He ran to the beach to see what was happening, to find the defendant leaning over the collapsed victim. As soon as Inspector Hosonaga saw Miss Brett on the ground, he sprinted off to get help. And then, just a moment later, heard a faint moan, a moan from the dead Englishwoman. I nearly jumped out of my skin. But what do you ask her, Soseki-san? Sorry, I'm very confused. Wasn't there also Ray there? When I also Ray heard of it? Ask her who did this to me. Don't protract this any longer. How did the woman respond? She didn't! She said nothing in response. But what the hell? Well, I understand you will answer the question asked of you unambiguously. Now, without evasion or reticence, I demand that you amend your testimony. I will.
Hold it!
So you try to find out who Takopri was. He will ask a question and is full for a minute. He who does not remains full forever. And having been labeled a criminal twice during my time in Great Britain, I was quick to make up my mind. Better be a fool for a minute than remain a fool in prison forever. However, you indicated that the victim failed to respond, is that correct? I know why. I know why the Englishwoman say nothing. She said she was ignoring me because of my stupid mustache because I'm Japanese. Oh dear. Yoki-san has really developed a dislike for the English, it seems. Having read a report on his time in Great Britain, I can't say I'm surprised to his xenophobia. Yeah, racism in Japan, yeah! But the English woman didn't know you at all. Did she, Mr. Reiterman? Oh, well, yes, alright. She did respond in a manner of speaking, I suppose. We are groomed.
Hold it!
Really? Okay, Miss Brett pointed a finger at the defendant. So Seki-san, is that really true? It's not easy to stand here and say this, but when we first entered the beach hut, The English woman was sprawled on the floor before us, with the student girl standing on the far side of her. And when I asked who did this to you, the English woman summoned her last ounce of strength to point a trembling finger at the back of the hut, which was, it can't be denied, the direction of the student girl who stand accused today. Sasaki-san, why on earth did you neglect to mention this information? Your original testimony. But fiddlesticks, I say. This is not British code of law, respond in Japanese. Oh yes, of course, the English woman did point her finger towards the back of the hut, but I was trembling and she was trembling, and everything was blur. And thinking about it, I feel as though perhaps she was pointing a slightly different direction. Actually, no, not slightly, in a very different direction to where the student girl was standing. To somewhere at the back of the hut where nobody was standing at all. I mean, that your memory of events and the direction in which the victim was pointing are both unclear? Yes, that's it, unclear. It's very unclear. Your Excellency, surely this proves the matter beyond all reasonable doubt. Yes, the one may barely have been conscious that yes, perhaps the finger wavered slightly, but there can be no doubt that this was an attempt by the victim to confirm the identity of her assailant. Why? Because as the court can see, there was no one other than the accused in the direction of the victim was pointing. It is now abundantly clear that no one besides the accused could possibly have committed this crime. Inclined to agree, without any credible argument to the contrary, I believe we can now conclude this trial. No! That's sure out. The lies right in itself. There's one other point I wanted to say. It's like, sorry, you were there? Dashing lawyer hopes dashed 92 points across the whole page. We'll do an extra edition. So he was still there. These are serious blows to Sato. Unless we are able to identify true culprit and substantiate our claim with evidence, the judge will give his ruling and the trial will be over. But that's impossible, father. You don't even know how the crime was committed yet. Impossible though the task may seem, you have no choice. We must think back over everything we learned thus so far. Somewhere in all this detail, I'm confident we'll find the clue we need. Ray gave us her account of how event unfolded in the defendant antechamber before the trial resumed. She told us what happened at the precise moment Miss Brett was killed. The English woman was sitting in the back of the hut listening to what I was saying. And then a moment later, she suddenly got to her feet and collapsed. Before collapsing on the floor in front of me with a knife in her beard. How could this Miss Brett have been stabbed in the back in a beach hut that was empty but for herself and Ray? Somewhere amid all the information we gathered to so far, there must be an answer to that question. So this guy stabbed her behind. We got it. We got it, guys. I take it then that the defense has nothing further to add. So the gallant Yoko student, luck finally runs out, I can say. I can't say I'm surprised. In that case, I'm ready to deliver my final verdict on this matter. This is a crucial turning point now. If I can establish what really happened, it's over. Where was the real culprit hiding? And how did he or she stab the victim? I know how.
Objection!
Come on, the obvious. Your Excellency, I respectfully ask you to postpone your adjudication for the time being. Oh, to what end, counsel? The defense would like to present the court with an alternative theory. An alternative theory that can explain who the victim was actually trying to implicate with her dying justice.
Objection!
An alternative theory? Huh, non-exist. No exist? Did I really read it correctly? No exist? Sorry. Non-exist, sorry. There was someone else present at the scene who could have committed this crime. What? And that victim, Miss Brad, tried to reveal who it was, those around her at the time, by mastering all her remaining strength and pointing a trembling finger in the killer's direction. This is fiction, fantasy. Very well, as you seem so sure of yourself, counsel, I'm prepared to hear your alternative theory. So young Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Yes, Your Excellency. You will present your latest theory for the court by means of this plan. At the moment the victim was stabbed, there exactly you proposed the culprit was concealed. By this.
Take that!
Naruto-san will never give up, and I am Naruto now. The true culprit will finally stab Miss Brad was concealed in this location here. Are you mad, Counsel? You suggest the culprit was outside the hut? What? Order. But student lawyer Naruto-san is squire. That makes no sense at all. You just pointed out the exact spot where I was hiding to get my scoops now. But I didn't see any suspicious individuals loitering about, I can swear to that. Obviously, the culprit had been outside the hut. There's no way that he or she could have stabbed the victim who was inside the hut. Actually, Professor Ouchie, there is a way. And in point of fact, the defense can provide evidence strongly suggesting that is precisely the way Miss Brad was killed. You're bluffing, you yokel! The defense assertion is clearly too fantastical for the court to comprehend. You will need to give us more guidance, Counsel. What piece of evidence corroborates your theory that the victim was stabbed from the outside the hut?
Take that!
The hole? The original photographic print of the crime scene? Yes, it's clearly visible in this print. Trace of a fatal thrust that was delivered from outside the
Objection!
Do you take us for fools? There's no hint of any such thing. I'm not sure that everyone present will agree. Someone at least appears to have noticed what that I'm referring to. The hole? Counsel? Once again I must call you to be explicit for the court. The hole! Why don't these photographs the trace of the stabbing which you claim to take place from the outside the hut? Jabba the Hutt.
Take that!
The hole, right? There must be a hole. Look closely, just here. There's a hole. Is there a screen at the back of the hut? You can see the fat of the blade having been forced through the reeds. No, I can't see any such thing. It's true that the hut in question had 4 walls as you expect, however. By party reeds, a knife blade could easily penetrate them. This is extraordinary. Oh my god, it's like Detective Conan. The true culprit actually stabbed the victim from outside the beach hut. And for everyone present at the scene, there is only one person who could have done that. Only one person who was directly outside the hut when Miss Brad was killed. Rating, many memo-san. It could only have been you. I'm sorry. I'm trying best to make weird sound effect. These preposterous ideas leave me almost speechless. Just look at the photograph again. The victim lies almost exactly in the center of the beach hut, does she not? Are we to assume as part of this farcical scenario that I said was a knife thrower? Knife thrower? No, of course not. We are not. You recall testimony of the defender about events just before the victim's death. Inside the beach hut, I confronted Miss Brad, but she just sat on the stool at the back of the hut, smiling sweetly at me, as she knew she was untouchable. Stool? Have another look at the photograph. The slate and read screen. Read the screen. What do you see, guys? Infinity. Would align perfectly with the back of the person who was sitting on that stool. My words, in fact, the victim was list sitting on that stool by stab wound to her back delivered to the red screen. Then be at time, Miss Brad rose to her feet instinctively, but then, unable to speak, she collapsed on the floor in the middle of the hut before the defender, by means of old eyes. How the hell she got poisoned? Now, Your Excellency, is the truth of what happened on the beach that day. By your sides, many memo-san. I take it that you don't deny the charge. This is Absurd! That will do. It will appear that we have a tacit admission of guilt from the witness. Accordingly, this court has successfully established the truth of this matter, which means that the defendant, Membami-san, is innocent of the crime. Oh, thank goodness. I finally made him cave. I must say, I've never been so proud. No, this can't be. The Aoshi clan can't. What of my growth of hope? It was an apparition. I can't accept this. I won't. I see no reason for the continuance of this trial. I will therefore move. Done. Well, this is all very convenient. This is how the highest court in our mighty empire delivers justice, is it? Suppressing well-meaning citizen freedom to speak and branding them as criminals. But we established that the victim was stabbed from outside the hut through the reed screen walls. And no one but you was in place at the victim to have this hand on the hilt of the blade. Is a perfectly logical deduction. So your argument hinges on the occasion of whoever stabbed the English woman, does it? Well, it seems a little irrelevant now. Irrelevant? Whether she was stabbed, how she was stabbed, it doesn't matter. I mean, whether she was stabbed at all makes no difference if you think about it. After all, this trial already shown the whole thing hinges on something else. Are we exposing something? What are you talking about? Brace yourself, little man. I'm talking about the fact that everything changed. Because of the dirty you dug up. Dirty. What? Enough obscurity, explain yourself, witness. What's to explain? I'm talking about the poison, of course. The poison? Let's ask the professor for the comment on the situation, shall we? You understand that the deadly poison you were developing was stolen from your laboratory, correct? And it's being shown that this poison was administered to the victim, Miss Brett, is that right? That's correct. The unusual constriction of the victim's pupils show signs that this particular poison was used. I see, so presumably that means that the victim already had the poison in her body before she was stabbed. Given that her pupils were clearly constricted, seemed highly likely, yes? She had been deadly already, the poison could not have circulated in her blood. Oh, I see. How refreshing to hear the argument of a metropolitan mind. Precisely, it matters not a jot to stab whom in whose back and with whose blade. Because, quite simply, the English woman, life was taken not by the knife, but by the poison.
Objection!
But that can be explained by the poison being on the blade, as it already...
Objection!
It was not on the blade, right? Forgotten already, have we, Yokel? During these proceedings, the laboratory of the professor at your side assisted in proving that the blade of the weapon used to attack the victim had no trace of poison on it whatsoever. So let me get this down. The facts are skillfully established by the defense in this trial turn out to be headline-making red herring. Is that about right? Well, did you break your back or smash your back on the wall? But what does it leave us? In the case the poison entered the victim's body. There is an undeniable obviously answer to that. That he most likely imbibed it. The lady most likely imbibed it? You mean she drank it? Even another look at the photograph here, as you can see. Yeah, she drank some. Bottle of carbonated water and a glass had been knocked on the sandy floor of the beach hut. The poison could have been slipped into either, so somebody made Miss Bright drink it. Well, what do you know? Look at those dashing eyes. They will make a great front page shot. Hey! Why the bewitching stare? After all, I'm the last person we should be looking at. It will make no sense at all that I poisoned the woman, wouldn't I? I mean, there's been established
Hold it!
already. Established? What you're talking about? Huh, don't tell me you forgot. That's a little hard to believe, given that the person who established it was you. Me? What on earth does that mean? Oh, let me capture those one eyes. This is a prime press fodder, this is! Will seem that this trial is not destined to end yet, after all. Hereby call upon the witness to give further testimony. That's great, that is. Let me see shot of that magnificent beard, Your Excellency. It will be impossible that you were the one responsible for administering the poison to the victim. You will explain to the court in your testimony the basis upon which you make such a claim. I'm a journeyman man. I never tried to run or hide anything in my life. And I'm not about to start now because that's many memories. For a brief moment I thought I illuminated the truth, but it's leaked right back into obscurity again. Just where is the trial going to take us? So, my concern is that it's basically stating if she was already being killed, why I had to stop her. So something like that. Complete innocence. Oh yes, I stopped the English woman. It is verified that proves I'm innocent. Because why would I have bothered to stop the woman if I already poisoned her? When I heard the student girl and the pompous English murder arguing, it got my goat. If the court weren't going to punish Brad for what she did, someone else would have seen justice done.